Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to talk about open world workstations. It's something I briefly covered in my beginner's guide, but something I want to go through much more thoroughly here. So, open world workstations can be found in various locations in the map. They look like this. As you can see, this one is currently unowned. If it was owned, there'd be a player's name. This is what the workstation looks like. If you press E on it, you'll see in the top left hand corner it says this workstation cannot be claimed. Easy there, fella. There we go. So to claim this workstation, we gotta kill these guys. Let's take a knee. Remember, headshots do extra damage to enemies that do not know you're there. Well, to all enemies, but you do get a sneak attack bonus. Sneak attack times 2 damage, as you can see in the top left hand corner there. Take some of this. Take that off of him. Always remember to scrap things. That way you can repair and make new weapons and modify your current weapons. We got 2 up here. Let's see if I have an explosive, a baseball grenade. I'm going to go ahead and hold down the Alt key to prep a grenade. You hear that sound? Let's go ahead and toss it right in there. Okay, we got one of them. Alright, that's empty. Okay, we got him too. Sounds like there's an NPC out there. But now that the area is clear, you can see that, oh, there's a radio. Now that you can see that this area is clear, we can now claim the workstation. Spend 25 caps to claim this workshop. Other players may initiate PvP with you by attempting to claim it from you. That actually hardly ever happens. Even though that I have PvP initiated in game, it's rare that somebody might actually come and shoot me. I think it's only happened twice on my 3 separate characters. So we're just going to go ahead and wait for that to reach the top and that bar to fill. Alright. Now that this area is claimed, it'll say quest complete there. We'll hold down the V key on your keyboard, V for Victor, and we can go ahead and start building. So what's going to happen now is in a couple minutes enemies are actually going to attack us. So we're going to make some quick defenses as well as structures. Let's put it like that. Alright, so that way we have some stairs up here. And let's put down some quick defenses. As you can see while you're putting these down, the resource cost on the right hand side of the screen there. I'm going to put 2 of these down right here, right next to each other. Right there. You can actually, if you see on the floor selection here, if you press the right arrow key, you can switch the aesthetic, but the price relatively the same. So let's put down one of these here. We'll leave that floor the same. Now we got this basic square. Let's add in a crafting bench. And we can put down a cooking crafting bench as well. So let's go up. And like before, we can actually choose our aesthetic on some of these if it has the arrow. As you can see, there's no arrow on the armor crafting bench for me. There is an arrow on the weapons crafting as well as the cooking bench. Okay, now the event has started and enemies are going to assault my base. That's why we put up these turrets here. So we have a minimal amount of time, 30 seconds left to prepare our defenses. And I'm actually going to use that to put down 1 extra turret right here. This would be my little defensive square. If we wanted to, we can go down here and we could add some walls. Let's go ahead. We don't have that much more time before the enemies arrive. So I'm going to put down this. I want to put it down right next to this, but we can't. Maybe we can apply it over here. No. I actually think we're out of time. Yeah, we're out of time. Here they come. Now we can continue to build, but we would be building underneath assault. Our turrets will probably see the enemies before we do. We're getting attacked by super mutants. Alright, so we're going to have to go through 2 waves of these. If you look at the top right corner where you see our quests. As you can see, this machine gun has taken a lot of damage, this machine turret. They've been focusing in on him. Whew, that was a close one. But if he breaks down, we can actually repair him. I didn't even notice this guy here. He came up on us from down there. Neither of these turrets have taken damage. This guy has. That is wave 1 down. Another wave of enemies will come in. Can't tell you where they're going to come in, but just like before, I predict that my turrets will lock onto them before we do. Looks like they're coming in from the same area. Now, if you're using a scope like me, when you hold your breath, so you aim down, hold your breath by pressing Alt, and it's actually going to use your AP. I could have sworn I got that. That looked like a perfect lineup right there. Okay, if that one didn't hit, I would have been disappointed, but it didn't seem like it gave me any headshot damage. Looks like he's wearing a helmet, that's probably why. There we go. Now, I will be rewarded for defending this area. It's considered an open world mission, or an event mission. Those are my rewards. I'm going to go on here, and I'm going to loot. Now, any creature that you shoot or kill, you'll be able to loot. But a number of these guys were killed by my turrets, and unfortunately those things which are killed by your turrets, you cannot loot. So the ones that I put bullets in, I can loot. This is what the corpse eventually turn into. They turn into these meat piles, and then they disappear into the atmosphere. I know we killed more here, but it's possible that they just rotted away like that. Currently, if you let me open up my menu here and go to effects, you can see that I am overcome with weight. Running drains AP. By running, they actually mean moving, so it's not just running. You can see I'm not running at all, I'm just moving. Even when I'm crouched and I move, I'm going to be draining AP. So movement in general will drain your AP. So I'm going to quickly come back here, and I'm going to go to either of these workstations, and I'm going to press R, and I'm going to press T and spacebar to go ahead and get rid of all those items. Don't need that. I'm going to go ahead and quickly disassemble most of these items. Some of them are probably in better condition than my current rifle, but as you can see, I'm actually unlocking some modifications for those rifles that I've picked up. Let's go ahead and scroll through here real quick, see if there's anything else I want to break down. I don't think I do. So now that we're done with that, I need to feed because I'm actually low on AP, if you can see at the bottom right hand corner of my screen. Let's go ahead and eat some canned food. Well, first things first, I should take some Rad-X, drink some cola, purified water. I don't really need a healing salve. Pepperoni roll. That'll get me nice and full. Now I'm well fed. If we actually check our stats again, go over here to stats, you can see that I am well fed, which gives me some disease resistance. And I'm well hydrated, which also gives me disease resistance. Well fed also gives me a max HP increase, and well hydrated gives me an AP regen. Okay, now that we have our buffs acquired simply by being well fed like we are in the real world, we can continue to mess around with our camp. First thing I want to do though is when I explore other camps and I conquer them, I want to build real fast. So we're going to go into our V menu by holding down V, and then we're going to hit Tab to switch to our Modify. Once we are in Modify, what we can do is we can actually hold down the E key, which will create a blueprint. Now if we hover over anything and we hit the C key, it's going to grow the selection. And once we have everything selected, what we want to do is hit R to create blueprints. It'll take us to this menu. You can click on either of these, give it a name. Alright, now I'm going to hit enter. And if I hit tab again to return to our build, and I scroll over to blueprint, you can see that here it is. I can build another one. Just put it down right here. It's a saved blueprint. Okay, so now that we have a saved blueprint of this, we can essentially just take this with us, but it will cost us resources to build another one of these. Now, you can get quite elaborate with these, and just for the sake of it, we're going to get quite elaborate. Let's go ahead and go back to our build tab, and let's build some extra stairs. Want it to be more in the middle, but you know what, that'll do. And we can go ahead and build an extra floor. Be easier down here. Come on, floor. There we go. Almost had it there for a second. You can also see the difficulties of building as well here. It does take some maneuvering. But now we can put a nice wide-angled floor here. Right there. If you look off at the distance and you see that green line, that is your vicinity in which you can build. So you can build anywhere in that green line at the far end. So that can give you a good idea of what you can accomplish. Let's actually build something that goes around the stairs. So I'm going to put down some of these. It's only costing me 4 wood to use these, because to build these seemingly metal structures costs wood. Even sounds like metal when I walk on it, doesn't it? And then we can put whatever up here. We could put more turrets. We could put walls. We could actually put another set of stairs, which can be accessed down here somewhere. Let's go ahead and do that. Put another set of stairs. I don't like the fact that that's directly there, but if we build something over it, that'll go away. So let's go ahead and build over it. All we'll need to do is put a floor. One of these will do. There we go. And in fact, let's go ahead and make this a defensive location. Put down 4 of these. Now, as you just saw, sometimes the server will take a little while to respond, and you'll have to wait a moment for your structures to finish building. But let's go ahead and see what else is available to us. We can build this here. We can use it as a minor defense. Doesn't actually look like it'll do much. We can actually build a separate set of stairs here, which we can go underneath. You can build these in the open world like these, like this. That way you can actually use this as a outpost as well. We'll put one right here in case enemies come from this location. And what we'll do is we'll just put down 2 turrets like that. And this can also be a place for somebody to come and chill at during a wave of enemies. But let's continue with this. I like these barricades more. So I might... no, that looks like it's clipping too much for me. Let's actually put down that there. And that there. This will block some of the enemies coming directly at us. We could even build a wall for them to have to fight through. Let's put it like that. Simple defensive structure for anybody who wants to come through here. And like I said, we can actually build over here as well. We noticed that enemies came through here, so we are going to build a trap that's going to hurt enemies when they come through here. Put it right here. That'll hurt us too, probably. Yeah, it will. So that'll hurt them. And let's put one more right here, because most likely this is where they're going to come from. Put it like that, just in case some come from over here somehow. For some reason, maybe they'll spawn there. It doesn't really cost that much to build these. As you can see, I have plenty of resources. We know that they come through here, so we'll put one at the bottom, one at the top. You can hear that. That's actually a nuclear warhead going off somewhere. But that gives you an idea what you can do. And there will be more waves. And well, that landed. There will be more waves of enemies. You can build over things, remember? So things will clip out of your way. This can be actually a... Like I said, you can transform this area into whatever you want. And as long as you are still logged into the game, you can come back here and continue to mess around with all of this. Or turn them into blueprints. Alright, that landed. I can continue building here and build an entire base structure around all this. It'll probably look pretty cool. But one thing that I noticed that I did not build is a stash, which I'm now having trouble looking for in this bunch of menus. Here's a stash. We'll put our stash up here. Let's put a stash right there for people to access. And we'll put one more right next to the food thing for people to access. Who knows, maybe hay can be some defensive measures as well. They look pretty tall, don't they? Let's go ahead and just cover this area with hay. Make them have to go around. I wonder if we can put some hay here. We can. We can put some hay down. And we shalt. So we'll put some hay right here. And look, a pumpkin. Because right now it is October. There we go. So you can actually make it very entertaining for just people doing their own thing in the world. They come by and then they see this, they're thinking, whoa, who built all this? Well, they'll know who built it, because if we escape all this, we go ahead and go to our map, Now we'll have our current icon there, claimed by Gallagher Blam, which is my in-game name. So anybody who comes through will know who built this, and as long as we remain in this world, this is going to be here. Because of our defenses, I believe that any enemies that come to try to take this from us will, well, they're going to fail. I guess the last thing I will really need to talk about in the game is if you hover over this again, you can actually see the resources that are being provided in this area. And you can put down collectors to collect all this stuff for you. And as long as you hold off this area from incoming waves of enemies that will eventually attack, there will be another wave of enemy to come and try to take this area from me. All of this stuff that's being displayed here, you got food, you got fertilizer, you got silver, and actually you got a fair amount of silver, you got a fair amount of water, you got junk, you got aluminum, and you got steel. All of that can be collected here. So if you're a collector, if you're a person who needs scrap or likes collecting scrap, having these areas or exploring these areas can be quite rewarding. So make sure you do that. Alright, so you see that I built all this, and there's a lot more you can build and within the vicinity of the circle. Go ahead, press V. Look at the far distance. That's your circle. At that far distance, that's where you can build. You can go exploring. You can have fun with it. It's some great end game experiences here. And you can build over anything. You can build over anything out of here. So there you go, guys. That's I guess that's a bit more of a crash course of what you can do with these open world workstations and the fun and creativity that can just take hold. So claim open world workstations. Show off your creations to any passersby, or create death traps for anybody who may be coming through, because I put down some traps and those things will be set off by other players as well. So you can turn these things into death traps. Turn them into whatever you want, and out there in the open world, and there's plenty of them. So have some fun with that, guys, and I'll see you in game.